Hey, Chris. Just how did it feel?
Oh, great. I mean, yeah, I should say good. I mean, we got the win. I think I would have been great, but it felt really good to be back out there with the guys competing, playing. Yeah.
Just for you, it seemed like you got into a rhythm pretty quickly. Was there some concern about, picking up the NBA speed, especially in a night where, everyone's playing really well? Just like, how did you feel like you matched that moment?
Just, relying on, my experience. Being out before, coming back in the middle of the season, being out, whatever, and then coming back. Just not to rush. Let the game come to me. Don't try to do too much. Your first game back, just, try to fit in and play off my teammates.
I guess for you late in that game, it's a couple tough plays. You have a floater that rolls off the rim. You have the pass that's a little bit low and goes through your legs. Did it feel like a little bit of rust that, like, if you had been playing a little bit more and had a better rhythm, maybe those go in? Or
I think that's just basketball, the way things work out sometimes. I mean, I'm not going to make excuses for myself for, plays like that. It's just sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Just got to continue to compete, try to limit those as much as possible, and continue to play.
defensively tonight, they score 133. Just what do you see that maybe you guys were doing wrong or maybe they were doing right offensively?
Just that low pick and roll stuff, tough to cover. I mean, you got two of the best players out there. And definitely one of the smartest players. AD's also a pretty smart player. Also, don't want to throw any shade like that. But they figured out we really didn't have an answer for them on that, and they kept running it over and over. You just couldn't get enough stops with it.
As you said, you kind of felt into a rhythm, but just physically, how did you feel? And is it kind of a deal where the morning's going to tell the tale in terms of how that goes? Or
I think I'd be pretty fine. I pulled up fine after the game. I feel great. So hopefully tomorrow when I wake up, I'll feel the same. Also, I won't feel, too sore or whatever.
but no rust or anything like that in terms of
I think there's always going to be a little rust when you first game back. You just try to break that rust off as quick as possible and smooth as possible. Figure out ways to get better, of course, and figure out how to, get back to somewhat of your old self and then add to it, which I've been trying to do.
What were your emotions like as this was building up? I mean, a lot of talk to you before the game early today, and then they have the video tribute to you, welcoming you back. I mean, what was that like as you were getting ready for this one?
Just a range of emotions. Just been through a lot in these last couple months. Happy, sad, anxious, nervous. So to finally get out there and play and get a lot of those nerves past me, it felt pretty good.
It seems like Giannis can still go up and get a lob.
Yeah. That pass was a little rusty. I think threw it way too high, but he found some way to bring it down for me and make me look pretty good. But it's good to have a guy like that where you just throw it up anywhere. He'll find a way to come down with it.
Both he and Brooke have big blocks tonight. I know it wasn't great defense, but it felt like the effort was still there. What do you think of, like, the guys? I know that you struggled to get stops, but what do you think of the guys' effort to try to get those stops?
They've been doing that all season long. The effort has been high. Like you said, every night, it's not going to come through with a win. But the way the guys compete, the chase down block by Giannis, the same thing with Brooke, coming out of nowhere, surprising AD out the rim, getting a clean block. Not a lot of guys can do that type of. Not many guys. We have two that could do that stuff in this league, and just makes us, a very versatile and very deep defensive team. Thanks.